All right, so on to the next section. And I discovered when I was jacking up this board here that it's actually very soft, therefore it's rotting. And I heard lots of noise. If you hear noise, the cracking and groaning and creaking, it's a good chance that there's bad things happening. And you can see here that the wood actually popped away. So actually a piece of wood actually popped off. And this here you may not be able to see, but it's well, you can probably see it's a little dark, discolored, which is kind of rotting. And you can probably see right there how it's kind of pushed into the wood. So this board here is also soft. So my project has changed a little bit. So my next task is that before I can lift up this, I have to replace it. So that'll be my next task. And luckily enough, this is a very short board. I'm not sure why it's short. It only goes that far. I'm guessing that at some point in time it went longer because I can tell that some of these here are rotted, dry rotted here. Not there, but you can probably see a little bit of dry rot here. Right, so it's dry, just dry rot. So, and bugs at some point in time have made homes here. So some of this wood is not as good as it should be. So this is only a 7-foot piece of wood, but it's still going to be a pain in the ass to replace. But I'll show you how to go about doing it. I have never done it before, so this should be a fun little project. You can see even here that this wood is pretty bad. Right now, what my thought process was is that I've already jacked up over there a little bit. You know, just one little board like this. So not much, but it's still better than nothing. And over here, it looks like this is gonna be another nightmare. So this board here is, you can tell, is pretty bad right here. Like it's really bad inside. You can see how it's kind of really dry rotted out. So I figured that I will replace part of it. Well, like it does not all of it has to be replaced, but only to there. The last section is still in good condition, so I'll leave that. But this part here is definitely in bad condition. But what's more interesting is that we have, let me see if I can actually get this picture to zoom out a little bit. Okay, best I can do. So what they did is somebody decided that instead of replacing this beam, they would just put another beam in here next to it. So we have two beams. That impression is actually my jacking it up. You can tell from the shape that it was a jack, a piece of metal like that pushed into it. So you can tell that that's what happened there. But that's a treated piece of 4x4 that was put in place. This is actually a 4x4 with a 2x4 put on. Sorry, 4x6 with a 2x2 put onto it, making it more like a 6x6. So that's what they have here. So I'm going to try and replace that. What's interesting is that at some point in time, I'm guessing that the original part actually was on this rock, well, pier, but has rotted out, so that's why it's not there, and that's probably why they put this here instead. I thought it'd be easy for me to just, because it's not actually in the ground, you can see that down here, it's actually sitting on the ground. I thought, okay, I should be able to just lift my body weight and from the other side. Well, first of all, lifting up the weight off these beams, they weren't sitting on here, that I should be able to push it. And no, I cannot do that. So plan B is that when I replace it, I will make it shift over just a little bit. Not too much, because I have to be careful of make sure these things actually sit on, it's a little tricky, I have to give you light at the same time. Make sure that these still sit on the beam, even though I pushed it over a little bit. So I can't do much, but I can probably do a little bit to make things a little bit better. So my plan is, I've already jacked up the further beam, not this one here, but that spot there, that and that one over there took me most of the morning to do. My next goal is actually to fix that one because you can tell it's actually at a pretty precarious angle. So I'm going to pull it out, level it, and put it back in. And that's going to be my task for tonight. If that works well, I will then do this one here and get this one done as well. And then I will do this one here, but lift it up. And maybe try and square it a little bit because you can see how it's skewed. So that's my current project. Once that's done, this will be lifted up a little bit, so therefore that should take a little bit of the load off of this beam over here. Not much, but a little bit, and I will hopefully make my life a little bit simpler when I go to pull it out and replace it. Well, actually the goal is a little more interesting than that, but I will leave that to the next video. So enjoy the outcomes of this and we'll see how it goes.